And what is up, YouTube? Meso back at it again. Gonna do another all grain of glass video. Got the Anvil Foundry here going, starting to boil on the water, and I'm going cheap today. We're gonna make a cheap, good tasting, delicious Cascade beer. Might add some Loral hops to it too. I'm not sure yet, but I'm just doing this because if you're just starting brewing or whatever, you know you probably wasted a lot of unnecessary money that you didn't have to spend, whether it's buying your 2-roll by the pound instead of the bag, or if you're doing your water chemistry, I mean, you buy the littlest bag possible of your gypsum or calcium chloride, you get the littlest bag of the yeast nutrient. Even buying these, even buying your hops by the ounce. I mean, this was $2.49 right here. This is what I used for the black IPA. I had some left over. But yeah, we're going cheap on this bad boy. We're going to cut the price probably more than in half than what that black IPA cost to make. So I got 2-row. I got this I buy this in bulk, the 55-pound bags. I think it's like 54 bucks for the 55 pounds. What I don't have is the other grains that I'm going to put in here. The only other grain I'm putting in here is going to be 1.75 pounds of Vienna. So yeah. Let's all go to my favorite store, the Brew Hut. Alright, and we are back. We got our Vienna, and that was pretty sketchy. When you see me, when I wrote, "Why did you disconnect me?" or whatever, my drone control was on the passenger seat. When I took that turn, I grabbed it without looking, because I'm just driving. I don't want to take my eyes off the road, and I unplugged the cord from my phone that goes to the controller, so my drone just stopped. I was like, oh no, and the settings are, when disconnected, go back home. And you see where I took off from where I was. That was a pretty far drive. So I thought the drone was going to head back. Luckily, I think the drone knew I just unplugged the cord. It didn't actually disconnect from the controller. But, whew, yeah, things I do for YouTube. That was sketchy. I've lost drones before. Keep that in mind. But we got our 2 pounds, or 1.7 pounds of Vienna right here. I think this $1.79, $1.89 a pound. And I don't buy this in bulk just because you use so little of it. If I bought a 55-pound bag of this, it would probably go bad by the time I finished it. I just don't use it that much. Alright, so next step, let's crush these grains and get this brew started. Alright, and grains are in. And if you're looking for a good little drill, I definitely recommend this. I've used this thing so many times. The link's in the description. It's only 70 bucks. Comes with your screwdriver bits, hex bits, drill bits, but it also comes with some brushes that you hook on these, whether to clean your tires to. This is how I cleaned all the ward off my cabinets when I dropped the grain basket that time I was talking about during the last all grain of glass video. But yeah, it's never heard of the brand before, but definitely recommend it. Alright, let's go. And holy shit, I was just walking to my car for something. I didn't even know it was supposed to snow today. Alright, so this is actually a perfect brew day. And here in Aurora, Colorado, it is snowing pretty good. And seen that last clip, I did not even know it was going to snow, but nice. I love the snow. Here in the city, in Denver, Aurora, it'll be gone in a day or two. If you live in the mountains, you're screwed when it snows. You better have food and stock up. But it's always gone within a day or two here in the city. Alright, so grains are all milled, ready to go. I messed up as I was recording. I went too long. I put it on boil to try to get to my mash temp faster, but I went over, so trying to get to 150 mash temperature. So I'm just going to have to wait for that. But in the meantime, I'm showing you also how I'm saving money here. This yeast that's the same yeast we harvested from the last Black IPA video. So that's free right there. I did an 800 milliliter yeast starter, so that's about 80 cents in dry malt extract. That's it. So $8.75 is, I believe, what the packet of yeast costs. So take that down to 80 cents. And I don't have my director, assistant / son with me. He's with his mom today, so I got this camera set up. I got my drone up here. I also shoot some 4K from the bird's eye view, kind of like yay. Oh yeah, look at this. I forgot. I got this going also. I got a 3-pound pork loin under all that, so that's gonna be delicious. And yeah, so I'm just gonna wait for that mash temperature to get to the 150 where it's supposed to be. My fault, I kind of messed that up. Yeah, there's the bird's eye view with my drone seeing, so that's gonna be cool. So we're gonna have a few cameras going, plus the one I'm holding. So all right, let's wait for this to get to 150, then we can start again. All right, and we are good. Got our mash temperature right. So I'm gonna dump this in. Luckily, this is only 10 pounds, unlike that last one that was 17 pounds. This is going to be a lot faster to stir in. Got the wooden paddle here again. Works good. It's cheap. I got a link for this also in the description. It's the Bayou Classic. So we're just doing a bit at a time, just so we don't get any dough balls, any clumps, so the water can reach every little piece of grain. Stir it in some more. This is going in nice. And again, when you make your own beer, you know how good this smells when you do it. Alright, this is good. No dough balls, nothing sticking, so we are good to mash. I was thinking about doing a half-hour mash, but I'm just going to make it an hour. Stir it every 15 minutes or so, whatever. But I'm going to get the pump right now, get that ready so it can boil off itself as it's mashing it. Alright, and as the mash is going, I'm getting our hops ready. Cascade. Going an ounce of Cascade. There's a ½ ounce right here. 15 grams, 14. Good enough for me. Alright, and let's just do the other ½ ounce. Let's tear you so you're actually quick. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but we got this. And another ½ ounce right there, so we got that ready. Alright, we're all good, and I am going to use a ½ ounce of Loral. I got this Loral in my freezer somewhere. I promise I have it, I'll find it. Oh, here it goes right here. I took it out the freezer. I'm going to dry hop this though. As much as I don't like dry hopping, there's a technique I want to try out, and I'll show you that once we put this in the fermenter. Alright, so we're about 20 minutes left to the mash is finished, so we're going to start boil off now with the pump. Got the plate here. Let me give it a little stir one more time. Again, just the top layer of this. Oh, that looks good. Smells good. Wow. Alright. See, the pump is already set up. You've seen this before, so I'm just going to turn the pump on. It's going to be at max at first. Let's see what you look like. Huh. Okay. There we go. That's nice, but you already know that is way too fast, so I'm just going to crank it down on the anvil, on the handle down here. Alright, that's a pretty good flow right there, so we're going to let that go for the remaining 20 minutes. And this is another good thing about the Anvil, because if you have the old 3 system, well, you got your, with the boil pot, you got your mash tun. You know with the mash tun, you got a Vorloff. Just to get the, I mean, it's a pain in the ass. Nobody likes doing that. That's what, this saves a lot of headaches just doing it this way. But alright, after 20 minutes, we are done with that. Then the hops are going in and we're making beer. Alright, 1 hour mash is done. So, we're going to take this, set this to maximum power. I had it to 65. Alright, power, let's set it to boil. Alright, boil is set, power's good. Alright, that's good. Let's turn this pump off. Set you to the side. Good. I'm using my step again as I pull this up. Alright, bam, there we go. Set it and forget it. I'm going to let that drain. That's draining pretty good. Compared to the last black IPA, I think it was because all the specialty grains got crushed too fine and it took forever just for it to drain. But I'm going to let that drain and I'm going to sparge a bit. I didn't make any 170-degree water, but I'm just going to use some hot tap water just to rinse the grains out and bring it to about 6.5 gallons. Alright. Okay, and we have our boil on. That is way too harsh though. And let me turn this down. I'm over a mile high, that's why. You see the boil temperature, it's lower than 212 at sea level. Alright, so let's see, I gotta turn down more than that. Let's just do 80%. I'm gonna turn that down to. That should chill it out a bit. And I'm not gonna do a 60-minute hop addition. These aren't really bitter hops, so I'm gonna do one at 20 minutes left and one at 5 minutes left. So hey Siri, set timer for 40 minutes.
Okay, 40 minutes and counting.
And then let me just do my iPad. set timer for 50 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to do a 20 minute, then I'm going to do a 10 minute, both of the Cascade that you see me do earlier. And then this bad boy's been going for just over 48 hours now, so it's going to be a pretty good yeast starter. Alright, and as this boil is going, I'm waiting to add the hops. I just cleaned out the fermenter. I wanted to also talk about another way to save money. For whatever reason, when I first started home brewing, star save. You all know this. If you don't, well, I don't know what you're brewing, but I used to always take the full ounce. This is a 5 gallon, or this is probably like almost 7 gallon, but I used to always do a 5 gallon star sand mix. There's no point. I mean, the only reason I see to use 5 gallons if you're going to bottle. That way you can have your 5 gallon bucket, you can put all your bottles in there, put them, hang them on your tree, let them dry out. But this is maybe, I mean, close to a half ounce what I'm doing now, not even. Because like I said, there's no point to waste a whole ounce for what we're doing right now. So it's already clean. I'm just going to dump that in just to sanitize our fermenter as we're waiting to add the hops and everything. And that's it. Don't waste the whole ounce to do 5 gallons. Like I said, unless you're going to bottle, unless you're going to stick every single bottle, 45 or 50 bottles in. Yeah, that'll save you some bread too, because you know star sand is not cheap. Alright, and boil's looking good. It's not going all crazy like it was before. So, 20 minutes left. Let's dump our first half ounce of Cascade in. I'm not even using the hop basket like I usually do, just because there's not many hops in here, so. Alright, oh, smells delicious. Alright, so there's our first half ounce. Our other half ounce is waiting for 10 minutes. Be back. Alright, so now, there it goes. Let's do our second edition of Cascade. This is 10 minutes left to the boil. Let's dump it in. It's going to smell even better. While I was doing that, I did weigh out the half ounce of the Loral I'm going to use for the dry hop. I'm weighing it out now. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, boil is done. So let's turn this power off. Power off. Alright, got the chiller in there. Chiller is hooked up to the sink. Let's turn this bad boy on. Cold water. Whoa. It's going a little crazy. And I guarantee I messed it up when I hooked this. It's going to leak. So I'm just going to put this towel right here. That way, yeah, it's just a band-aid. I just gotta cut the hose and do it right. But see, it's already down to 190. I live in Aurora, Colorado. I don't know how they do it, but our water stays cold. Even last year or this last summer when we had all those wildfires, it was like 90 plus degrees for a whole month. It was stupid hot. Our water was still 65, 66, 7 degrees. So, alright, let's let this chill down. Yeah, see that quick. So they're at 179. Like I said, I don't know how they do it. No idea. It's chemtrails or something. Alright, so let's let this get down to under 80 degrees. I'll do around, actually I'll let it go to 70. And then we'll dump it in our fermenter. Add our beast of a yeast. And then I'll do the outro, my final conclusion of this beer. Alright. See, 168, 167. That's how cold our water is in Aurora, Colorado. Okay, and we are at 71 degrees, 70 degrees now. What I want to do, what I messed up on last time, I wanted to get the OG. I typed this into my Beersmith, the recipe I did. It said the OG should be around 10.47. I don't know how they get that number, but oh, I'm gonna have to spill some doing this because I only have one hand, but it's alright. Let's do it. let's go back. It's still chilling, and that fast I went to 68. So really, we're ready to put this in the fermenter. So let me dump this out. I got the rest of this, and again, this is a waste too. I'd like to dump this into mason jars. If I was using distilled water, it would probably work. I don't think the star sand would go bad if it was distilled water. But since I use Faucet water with this, I just don't think it would. I don't know. I wouldn't trust to put in mason jars for later. All right, so let's do this again. Ready? All right. So now already we're at 66 degrees. All right, so let's do this again. Some sketchy shit. All right, there it is running down. That's all right. That's perfect. All right, now let me turn all this off and blah blah blah. Then I'll be right back with you. All right, and the OG that Bearsmith is telling me is going to be 1046. I'm showing 1048, 1050. I don't know how they get the numbers. This is a new recipe I put in, but that's close enough. Alright, and we are done. We just made some beer. Last and final ingredient, of course, our San Diego super yeast. Got that magnet. Let's dump that in. Again, this costs 80 cents. Give or take, maybe 75 cents. Alright, but now I'm done with that. I want to talk about, I have a half ounce of Loral right here that I wanted to dry hop, but I don't like dry hop, and I just hate, I don't know, I don't like opening up, introducing it to oxygen and all that, so I'm going to try something new. Let's dump the Loral into the hop sock, just like you would dry hop anything. And what I'm going to do, I got a little baggie here. That's a magnet, by the way. I'm going to put a magnet here. Actually, I did it wrong. Hold on. I'm going to put the magnet in the sock with it. It's sterilized. So, alright, let it go to the bottom. Probably looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing? Alright, so let's tie this up just like you normally would when you dry hop before you dump it in. Alright, now the twist. I don't know if you can see that. That's going to be my dry hop. See, I can move it wherever. So I'm going to put, this is in Star Sand. Everything's sanitized. Let's tighten that down a bit. We got our airlock. We got our, what do you call this? I don't know, it's a fucking weird name. Is it called a bar or something? I'm just going to use this shirt to dry that off a bit, because you already know sometimes it can pop off. Alright. So we're going to do everything as normal. Put the airlock on. Now you see the dry hop, we're not going to have to, we won't have to open this to dry hop. I'm going to do this 3 days before I put it in the keg. But now from here, all I have to do is pull this magnet and the hop sock is going to drop to the bottom. Or just drop into the wort. That's it. Simple. Alright. Now you know. And now as you can see, We got the chest freezer set to 67 degrees, so now we can actually use this to ferment. Check the other camera. We're going to put this in the chest freezer and wait. Okay, so we just finished that, and the conclusion with this total price, I'm going to show you right now. Alright, so we're going to start with the hops. The hops cost me, for the Cascade, $1.61. The Loral for the half ounce cost 60 cents. The 1.75 pounds of Vienna cost $3.50. The 8 pounds of the 2-row cost $7.85. And the yeast that we use, again, it was free. All we had to pay for was a dry malt extract, so it was just 80 cents. So total cost for this 5-gallon beer was $14.36. And 5 gallons of beer, that's 4 12-packs. You can't even get a, maybe Pabst Blue Ribbon, I don't know. Can you get a 12-pack of Pabst for 14? I don't know. I don't drink Pabst, but that was my cost of that 5-gallon batch, $14.36. And I typed it into Beersmith without buying it in bulk. If you were buying the 2-row pound for pound and the hops ounce for ounce, it cost $28.51. So that's half off just by buying stuff in bulk. But again, this was some cheap beer. $14.36 for 4 12-packs. And it's going to taste way better than your Budweiser, Pabst, or whatever else you try to drink for cheap. Like I said, there's no beer out there that you can get 4 12-packs for $14.36. I don't even know if you can get 1 12-pack for $14.36. Maybe Pabst in cans, maybe. But yeah, I think I'm out right now. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If I did anything wrong, let me know. Or just whatever. If you want to start a conversation about cheap beer or how I got the hops this cheap or whatever, let me know. Ask me a question in the bottom. But right now, I'm kind of proud of that. $14.36 for 4 12-packs. Meso out.